second to none.
Where the left and right come together for fundamental truths. AD on the radio.
Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Every day you're going and working, running that rat race and that pace and that place will leave a bad taste for anyone, everyone working day after day. So buddy, I gotta say, for you there's gotta be a better way. Yeah, and you do what they told ya. Company man, feel it, a mindless little soldier. How can you live like that and maintain your composure before it's begun? Your life's already freaking over. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. This is my United States of whatever. Picture me giving a damn, I said never. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. This is my United States of whatever. Picture me giving a damn, I said never. Yeah, I do what I want, when I want, how I want. Yeah, I do what I want.
So, honestly, what happened in Paris can be best summed up by, well, someone that wrote about it, who was there. You never think it will happen to you. It was just a Friday night at a rock show. The atmosphere was so happy and everyone was dancing and smiling. And then, when the men came through the front entrance and began the shooting, we naively believed it was all part of the show. It wasn't just a terrorist attack. It was a massacre. Dozens of people were shot right in front of me. Pools of blood filled the floor. Cries of grown men who held their girlfriends. Dead bodies pierced the small music venue. Futures demolished. Families heartbroken in an instant. Shocked and alone, I pretended to be dead for over an hour, lying among the people who could see their loved ones motionless, holding my breath, trying not to move, not to cry, not giving those men the fear they longed to see. I was incredibly lucky to survive, but so many didn't. The people who had been there for the exact same reasons as I, to have fun on a Friday night, were innocent. This world is cruel. And acts like this are supposed to highlight the depravity of humans, and the images of those men circling us like vultures will haunt me for the rest of my life. The way they meticulously aimed and shot people around in the standing area. I was in the center of, without any consideration for human life. It didn't feel real. I expected any moment for someone to say it was just a nightmare. But being a survivor of this horror lets me be able to shed some light on the heroes. To the man who reassured me and put his life on the line to try and cover my brain whilst I whimpered. To the couple whose last words of love kept me believing in the good in the world. To the people who succeeded in rescuing hundreds of people. To the complete strangers who picked me up from the road and consoled me during the 45 minutes I truly believed the boy I loved was dead. To the injured man who I had mistaken for him, and then, on my recognition that he was not, held me and told me everything was going to be fine, despite being all alone and scared himself. To the woman who opened her doors to the survivors, to the friend who offered me shelter and went out to buy new clothes so I wouldn't have to wear this blood-stained top. To all of you who have sent caring messages of support, you make me believe this world has the potential to be better, to never let this happen again. But most of this is to the 80 people who were murdered inside that venue, who weren't as lucky, who didn't get to wake up today, and to all the pain that their friends and families are going through. I am so sorry. There's nothing that will fix the pain. I feel privileged to be there for their last breaths, and I truly believe that I would join them. I promised that their last thoughts were not on the animals who caused this. it was thinking of the people they loved. As I lay down in the blood of strangers, waited for my bullet to end my mere 22 years, I envisioned every face that I have ever loved and whispered, "I love you," over and over again, reflecting on the highlights of my life, wishing that those I loved knew just how much, wishing that they knew that no matter what happened to me, to keep believing in the good in people, not to let those men win. Last night, the lives of many were forever changed, and it is up to us to be better people, to live lives that the innocent victims of this tragedy dreamt about, but sadly will now never be able to fulfill. R.I.P. Angels, you will never be forgotten.
1970s Tupelo Honey was highlighted by the single Wild Night, most notable for its serene descriptions of married life. In 1972, Van formed the Caledonia Soul Orchestra. In 1973, however, things took a dramatic turn as Morrison disunited the orchestra, divorced his wife, and again returned to Ireland. The LP V. Don Fleece narrated Morrison's recent experiences in an emotional compiling of 1973's dramatic occurrences. Understandably, after V. Don Fleece, Morrison temporarily withdrew from music. Finally, in 1977, Morrison released A Period of Transition. And in 1978, in support of his Wavelength album, Van took to the road for the first time in 5 years.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Van Morrison and all your favorite artists.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Mike Rutherford to discuss the art of songwriting.
I've learned one thing over the years is that actually you can't control it. You can't force it. You can't analyze it. You can't worry about it. You just go and have a good time and mess around, and then something comes along and you grab it. You know, it's something intangible. And if you try and make a program of how to do it and do it better, you get lost. So it's like a free-form thing, which you can't control. You just let it ride or not ride. And if it's not working, then you just have a break. That's what I've learned.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Mike Rutherford and all your favorite artists.
Like most kids from a privileged white upper-middle-class suburban background, for a significant portion of his childhood, he was pretty convinced he was down. AD on the radio.
Yeah, oh, let's go. Talking that mess, better act like you know. Oh, let's go tonight. Walk away, punk, yeah, bitch. That's right, I know this. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. You're nothing but a punk, bitch. So walk away, yeah, yeah. You've been talking about me for a long time.
Coldplay was supposed to live stream a concert in Los Angeles yesterday, but instead of doing new material like they planned, they did old stuff out of respect for Paris, not wanting to take part in trying to sell something new. One of the songs they sang was a cover of Imagine by John Lennon, dedicated to the people of Paris. You know, there we go. Oh, yeah.
Imagine all the people living for today. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us.
I hope that justice is swift and devastating. I hope that this launches us into action that deals with people like this in only the most complete, total, and final way possible. Now is the time. We did not get the retribution after 9/11. Now is the time. Now is the time to turn sand into glass. Destroy the enemy of humanity wherever it might be. All of that is without question. But it's also a time where I am struck by humanity and love, the miracle of kindness and compassion that is so evident in times like these. And I would urge you, in these times of crisis and hatred and terror, I would urge you to also not give up the wonder of humanity in your heart. Yes, we do need to inflict swift and brutal justice to those who commit and would commit these crimes. But please, please, please also remember that the fight is not only in the air, on land, at sea, fought by soldiers in all branches of our brave military and the militaries of the other countries around the world who we must unite with. The fight is in your heart. The fight is in your mind. And we, you and me, we as a country, we as a nation, we as a world, we as the good in the world, we win by not letting them take the love from our hearts for all that is good and all those who are good. So as we move forward, please redouble your efforts. Please join me in redoubling your efforts to keep love for all that is good untarnished in your heart. If you're just joining us, or maybe if you caught the first-hand account of what happened at Bataclan during the show, the Eagles of Death Metal show in Paris the night of the attacks, the account was that of a 22-year-old girl, Isabel Bowdry, who survived. It's online. It's on Facebook. I'll tweet out the link. But her Facebook page is an inspiring thing to check out at the moment. And as much as the account is harrowing, I honestly believe that if you catch the final part of what she said, I'll repeat it because it bears repeating. As I lay down in the blood of strangers, waiting for my bullet to end my mere 22 years, I envisioned every face that I have ever loved and whispered, "I love you," over and over again. Reflecting on the highlights of my life, wishing that those I love knew just how much. Wishing that they knew that no matter what had happened to me, to keep believing in the good in people. Not to let those men win. When she thought she was dying, those were her dying thoughts. So maybe let's do what we can, as tough as it is during times like these, to take that attitude off into the day. Don't let an event like this, don't let the times like these that we live in take the love from your heart. All right, then, Funkhauser. Let's move on with the news, shall we? Let's. Oh, actually,
what?
This falls into the category of news. Hey, Funkhauser, I might actually.
What?
I might actually smash up the studio today. I mean, you know what? I've put up with it all year long. All year long, I've put up with this.
Approaching
studio
the
computer.
ledge. Don't do it.
Yeah, I know. I'm encouraging people to keep love in their hearts.
Don't smash that Pentium 3.
Oh God!
It's only as old as your car.
Oh, just ridiculous. Anyways, look, it worked. I can now read this. No, I don't want to see an ad for Zulily. What the hell is Zulily? Isn't that a clothing company?
That's why they want to show it to you.
Oh, my God. The board ops that are in this room when I'm not, I don't know what the hell they do to this thing. I don't know what websites they surf in my absence, but I know that the proper care is not taken after they, whatever that, yeah. There's not a cleanup done afterwards. Anyways, sorry. Keep loving my heart. This is important to note. In Dusseldorf, Germany, Cops in the western German city of Aachen have arrested 7 people, at least 3 of them foreign citizens, in an operation linked to the militant attacks last week in Paris that killed 129 people. Special police unit overpowered 2 women and 1 man outside a job center in Alstorf, a small town near Aachen, close to Germany's border with Belgium and the Netherlands. So that's the latest update on the international effort to hunt down those responsible for Paris this past Friday, just gone by. All right, then. Let's talk some news, shall we? There's certainly plenty of it to go around this morning.
What news? There's none of that here. I had to go scraping.
Yeah.
News. All right. A global vasectomy-a-thon took place on Friday. I did not take part in this. Did you?
No, but yeah, it's an interesting one. Over 750 doctors took part in this global vasectomy-a-thon. It went on around 25 countries. They were basically performing vasectomies for free. And
for free?
I guess, yeah, for free. It was free vasectomy day. You know, like you can get a donut on certain days, like International Donut Day or Sandwich Day we had a little while ago, or you get a free 6-inch from Subway, or you get a free, plain glaze from Dunkin' Donuts, or whatever the hell the case may be.
Snip the one and for free, and you get the second one for half price or something?
Yeah, BOGO vasectomies. No, it's all free all the time. This past Friday just gone by during the global vasectomy-a-thon that took place in 25 different countries, performed by 750 doctors. Now, the purpose of this, the purpose of the global vasectomy-a-thon was to encourage a dialogue. I think it encouraged more than a dialogue. It was to encourage a dialogue about family planning. How, like, if you look at things on a global scale, I think it's like 1 in 4 pregnancies are unplanned. Like a quarter of the pregnancies that take place are unplanned. Maybe my numbers could be off. It could be more than that. I'd look it up on this computer, but this computer doesn't work. So you'll excuse me for being less than perfect with my statistics. But basically, what they wanted was to have more people enter into the world of parenting in a thoughtful way. And they said 9 times out of 10, family planning responsibilities are placed on females. So this was an effort not only to help people have that family planning discussion, but also to put the onus on men to do their part. So yeah, global vasectomy-a-thon took place this past Friday, just gone by. Participants, I think, were very happy, very satisfied afterwards, happy that they got their vasectomies. By the end of the day, though, after performing all the vasectomies, I think the doctors were, they got tired and they were working for free. So, they got a little snippy.
That's good.
Yeah,
good one. Yeah.
Thanks
Write
much.
that one down for later.
Yeah.
Have you been living under a rock today? Because earlier today it was announced Charlie Sheen has revealed on the Today Show that he's had HIV for years, but that it's no longer detectable in his system.
Yeah. I don't know what does no longer detectable in his system mean? Does that mean he's not in like you can still catch it from him, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really trust a lot of things that he says, so I'm going to have to go to Google and figure that out, but still, you should consult a doctor if you have that question, I think.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah, that Brie Olsen girl that he was engaged to, the porn chick, she's HIV negative, but she said that he never revealed to her that he was HIV positive. And she said they used lambskin condoms, which are more or less effective at the prevention of viruses. Do we know?
Lambskin doesn't protect you from viruses, but it protects you from pregnancy.
Why would anybody use lambskin? The only reason I've ever heard of people using lambskin condoms... Bro. The only reason I've ever... Have you ever tried one?
Feels great, bro. No.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I heard the only reason that someone would use a lambskin condom, because that's the very... I don't know. The very idea of using something that's derived from animal parts to put that there... is disgusting. To me, like, it's just lambskin. No thanks. No, I don't want to. There's many things that I've imagined touching my junk, and the dead carcass of an adorable baby lamb is not one of them. Oh, that's bad. But I heard the only reason that one uses a lambskin condom is if someone has a latex allergy. Apparently a latex allergy is no joke. It can, like, if a girl that has a latex allergy has sex with a latex condom, I think it can, in some extreme cases, if she doesn't get to a hospital quick enough, it can kill her. Like, it's a big deal when you have a latex allergy. So that, as far as I understand, is the reason one would use a lambskin condom. Well, let's see. What did Sheen say? Sheen said it was basically the reason why he was making this announcement after having HIV for 4 years is he was being shaken down. People were threatening
running out of money.
Yeah. No, he said he'd been, like, blackmailed to the tune of $10 million by people that he trusted. He said, I have to put a stop on this onslaught, this barrage of attacks and sub-truths and very harmful and mercurial stories that are about me threatening the health of so many others that couldn't be further from the truth. He said he trusted the diagnosis with people that he thought he could confide in, but has paid out upwards of $10 million to keep the illness secret. And he said, what people forget is that's money that they're taking from my children. I trusted them, and they were deep in my inner circle, and I thought they could be helpful. My trust turned to treason. And he said, that's my goal. That's not my only goal, but I wanted to release myself from this prison this day. He was diagnosed like 4 years ago, but he doesn't know how he contracted the virus. He said it started with a bunch of headaches. He said he had a series of crushing headaches, and he thought that he had a brain tumor, and he said he thought it was over. And when asked about high-risk behaviors, he said, you're talking about needles and that whole mess? No, definitely not. I mean, look, we don't know what's true or what's not true about Charlie Sheen's behaviors. You know what? I want to be very, very careful how I say this. And so for that reason, I'm not going to be up against a break. I'm not going to race against a clock. But we'll get into exactly why Charlie Sheen being HIV positive is something that you need to look at very carefully next.
This is USA Radio News. I'm Melody Burkett. President Obama claims it would be a mistake to deploy large numbers of U.S. combat troops to battle ISIS. Arizona Senator John McCain tells Fox News the president's current strategy is not working.
Well, it's embarrassing when the leader of the free world says that a obviously failed strategy, particularly in light now we know that ISIS has nearly global reach, that things are going fine.
At the end of the G20 summit in Turkey, Obama defended the U.S.-led campaign against ISIS. He called it a comprehensive, aggressive, and multifaceted campaign. However, McCain says some of the people who worked earlier with Obama on getting rid of ISIS are now saying the president's strategy is not working. Meanwhile, Russian President Vladimir Putin and French President Francois Hollande are going to start coordinating their attacks against ISIS. The Kremlin says the two spoke by phone today and agreed to boost coordination of their military actions in Syria. This is USA Radio News. I'm Melody Burkett.
Hi, I'm Joan London. When I needed to find senior care for my mom, I really struggled to find the right fit until I found an advisor, someone who had been through this before. That's why I recommend A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. They have experts who will help you ask the right questions and find the right place. Call A Place for Mom today.
To speak with the local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-469-7591. That's 1-800-469-7591.
A Place for Mom has helped over 200,000 families find the right senior care for their parents, from assisted living to independent living, even Alzheimer's care, and have local advisors that can help explain your options at no cost to you.
To speak with the local senior living advisor, call A Place for Mom at 1-800-469-7591. That's 1-800-469-7591.
Call today.
It's trending.
This update is brought to you by TrueCar. Find the new car you want, see what others paid, and lock in guaranteed savings from TrueCar certified dealers. Save time, save money, and never overpay. Download the TrueCar app today. In the NFL on Monday Night Football, the Texans beat the Bengals in Cincinnati 10-6, handing the Bengals their first loss of the season, now 8-1 on the year. T.J. Yates came off the bench for a concussed Brian Hoyer, threw a touchdown pass in the fourth quarter. That was the game winner, and the only touchdown of the game as Houston gets the win to improve to 4-5 on the year. They're tied with the Colts for first place in the AFC South. In NFL news, the Rams have benched starting quarterback Nick Foles. Backup Case Keenum will start Sunday against the Ravens. Eagles quarterback Sam Bradford is expected to miss this weekend's game against the Buccaneers with a shoulder injury. Mark Sanchez is expected to start. And the New Orleans Saints fired defensive coordinator Rob Ryan and replaced him with Dennis Allen. I'm Eddie Garcia.
We are Fox Sports.
Now, a year in rock spotlight. 1970.
Chicago breaks through with their second album, generating 3 top 10 singles: Color My World, 25 or 624, and Make Me Smile. And Simon and Garfunkel released the album Bridge Over Troubled Water. It would win the Grammy for Album of the Year. The single of the same name would also hit number 1. In February of 1970, Paul McCartney files a petition with the court to dissolve the Beatles partnership. James Taylor leaves Apple Records and releases the album Sweet Baby James on Warner Brothers. He has a number 3 single with Fire and Rain and receives major publicity as a leader in the wave of new, more mellow singer-songwriters of the time. The Doors get back to the blues with the album Morrison Hotel, which climbs to number 4 on the album charts. In March, Crosby, Stills, and Nash add Neil Young to their lineup and have a number 1 album with Deja Vu, which includes 3 top 40 singles. And New York hard rockers Mountain released their debut Climbing with the single Mississippi Queen.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more from 1970. Coming up.
This is Red Food of LMFAO. You know, bullying is a real problem in our schools. There are teachers with ideas on how to stop bullying for good, but it's going to take a few bucks to make it happen. And what you need to do is hook up with Chase and Clear Channel Communities in supporting DonorsChoose.org. Thanks to the leadership of Chase, every dollar you donate will be matched up to $250,000. Go to DonorsChoose.org/Chase.
Now, more AD on the radio.
Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me. Back once again, the ill behavior, delivering and giving you a musical savior. Back once again, it's your boy AD again. Nobody rock a party better than me.
So, hit the news bed, Funkhauser, because we're still doing news. And I guess the news of the day that you really can't get around is the fact that Charlie Sheen revealed on the Today Show that he's had HIV for years. He was diagnosed like 4 years ago, I think he said. He said it's no longer detectable in his system. We don't know exactly what that means, but the reason he decided to make the announcement on the Today Show was because he'd been blackmailed by people who he trusted with that information. He said he'd lost about $10 million to blackmail and extortion after people had threatened to release this information before he wanted it released. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess he didn't want it released at all, but he said ultimately they were taking money out of his children's pocket, and, well, he had to do something about it and to release himself from the prison that he was in. Now, I want to be very, very careful how I talk about this, just because the fact that Charlie Sheen is HIV positive is tremendously sad. The fact that anyone is HIV positive is tremendously sad. And it's sadder still because, well, HIV, it would be fantastic if science could provide a cure for HIV. And apparently, we're getting closer and closer every day. You know who's actually working on a cure for HIV, Funkhauser?
Who? Doctors?
Dexter Holland from The Offspring.
Oh yeah, he's a thing, isn't he? Scientist.
Yeah, he's a molecular biologist, and he's doing work on human genomes and genetics. And part of that is looking at something that might sort of wind up being able to cure the HIV virus. So there's Dexter Holland when he's not being a punk rock superstar, being a geneticist who is working on a cure for HIV and AIDS. Absolutely crazy. And, you know, we did an interview with Dexter Holland a little while ago. We should re-air that, actually. We should re-air that.
Or you can do the searchy and search AD Dexter. It'll come up.
Yeah, you could find it on any number of the accounts upon which we are podcast. But you know what? I don't think we ever aired that one in Florida. We should probably revisit that. Let's do that sometime this week because it's a fascinating interview, not least of which because he talks about his work, and not least of which... It's a fascinating interview, and he talks about how he's trying to cure AIDS. Sorry, I'm just like... The engineer was just in here trying to fix the computer earlier, and it's doing all sorts of blippity-blip things over to my side, and I'm trying to...
Installing
sort of
one of 900 installers. Please wait.
Yeah. But I want to be very careful how I say this, because HIV, look, it's a human tragedy. It's a black plague of the 1900s and 2000s. But HIV... Look, God forbid you contract the HIV virus through something that is not your fault. I don't know, through a blood transfusion or through some sort of surgery or going to the dentist or any number of unbelievably uncommon ways people can contract the HIV virus without putting themselves in a situation that is technically a risk. God forbid that happens to you. But it's not like the 80s. It is not like the 80s and 90s where there was a question about HIV and how it was spread. It's not like the 80s and 90s where people don't know how to avoid it. And maybe it's the time at which I sort of like started maturing and developing an interest in getting busy, you know, but the 90s, I felt like you couldn't turn on TV without some sort of like, hey, don't forget to bag it type of commercial popping up. Do you remember that, Funkhauser? Didn't it seem like MTV was constantly running like anti-HIV type of PSAs and things like that?
It's all over billboards here in Los Angeles too. They're always in your face, reminding you.
But I mean, like the billboards are for people that drive. Those are for adults. Those are for people that forgot the education that they got in the 90s. I have this sense that, look, I came from a day and age where the idea of having unprotected sex it just seemed like, well, if you're going to have sex without a condom, you might as well just sign your own death sentence, because that's what it is. That's the level of fear and respect for your own life that was instilled in us as kids. And I don't feel like kids have that this day and age. Kids that came up sort of like 10, 15 years later, not so much scared of the HIV virus. And I remember being petrified, absolutely petrified of the HIV virus growing up. It was definitely on the agenda when I started getting busy. And it scared the living bejesus out of me when I started getting busy. Like, I don't even remember the first high school girlfriends that I had. Like, we got tested. We got tested before we did anything. And really, we didn't know anything. We didn't know any better. You know, like, honestly, we were both so new at the doing it thing that there was no reason for us to get tested. But we just learned to live in fear of this. And you know what it did? It made us safe. HIV is a horrendous thing. Mind-numbingly terrifying thing. And something that, I want to be clear on this, I wouldn't wish on anyone. But it's pretty easy to prevent in this day and age. It's pretty easy not to put yourself in a risky situation. I know people. I have coworkers. I think this guy might have said this on the air, but he was like, yeah, I don't use condoms because statistically speaking, it's impossible to get HIV. Is it? Is it though, really? And this guy's a college grad.
He said that
Smart
on the air?
Yeah. I'm not going to name names. He was just like, and that's his personal choice. But I was like, that's such incredibly wild misinformation. How on earth are you going through life with that in your head? And this is a guy that's like a couple years younger than me, not many. But it's just like HIV is infinitely preventable. It's very easy to not put yourself in a risky situation. And hopefully, Charlie Sheen having the HIV virus is going to make people take a good look at their behaviors because it's so simple to be careful. It's really very simple to be careful, and we need to be careful. And we appear to have forgotten that. And by we, meaning, I mean everybody that's not me, because I'm safe.
iHeartRadio shines the spotlight on Elton John. Elton soon became one of the top-selling artists of the 70s, with the help of releases like Goodbye Yellow Brick Road in 1973 and Rock of the Westies in 75. Elton became equally famous for his live shows. He dressed in fabulous over-the-top costumes and glasses for his elaborate concerts. In an interview with W Magazine, John explained that I wasn't a sex symbol like Bowie, Mark Bolan, or Freddie Mercury, so I dressed more on the humorous side. In 1976, John hit the top of the charts again with Don't Go Breaking My Heart, his duet with Kiki Dee. While not producing smash hits in the 80s, John still did well on the charts. Some of the most memorable songs from this period include the ballads Little Jeannie and his powerful and moving tribute to John Lennon, Empty Garden. Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Elton John and all your favorite artists.
iHeartRadio goes one-on-one with Mike Rutherford to discuss the key ingredients in creating a song that stands the test of time.
It sounds simplistic, but if you've got good songs, they will last, and you don't mess them up. Put it that way. But and you can't. If you overproduce, you get stuck in an era, a sound, at a certain time, which doesn't last so well. So it has to have a sort of. It wasn't intentionally, but it has to have a sort of a timeless feel to it.
Keep listening to iHeartRadio for more Mike Rutherford and all your favorite artists.
Now, someone who everybody wants to punch in the face. AD on the radio.
So let's roll through what remains of the news, Funkhauser, and then we'll talk about the fact that if you're a slacker, apparently it's not so much your fault. Did you see this story?
No, slacker.
Yeah, scientists have finally figured out why you're a slacker. Not you, but, well, good news, slackers. Apparently, if we're lazy, it's not our fault.
Okay, no, we can't take the blame for being lazy anymore. That's not a personal problem.
It's a millennial dream. We get to push our
fault.
we get to push the blame for our laziness off onto society, according to science.
I didn't wake up on time, and it's your fault, America.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get into exactly how that all works out in just a little bit. What else is going on in the world? Oh, news.
Let me pull up the news, but hold on. It's America's fault that I'm not ready. All right.
Oh, well played.
Justin Bieber. Bieber news. He doesn't want to wind up like Amy Winehouse.
You mean a respected musical genius? You're in the clear.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Funkhauser, do me a favor. Play a song super quick.
What do you mean? Just a song?
Yeah, I got to. I have to run. Hold on one second.
All right.
You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. My name is AD. Your name will be forgotten. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. My name is AD. Your name will be forgotten. AD coming around like the renegade master. Suckers try to step to me, they're headed for disaster. You're pathetic, phonetic, suck a lot, not a little. Better bring a wheelchair, cause I'm leaving you a cripple. I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You're coming any closer to me, I'll get ferocious. Yo, you suck, yo, I'm totally hyped. And when I'm rocking upon the mic, I rock the mic right. Busy, I'm steady, making you dizzy. I'm steady ruling the city, making you wonder who is it. Let's leave it at this, I'm just better than you. And I happen to be the guy that did your mom too. Hey, here I go, sucker, I'm a smash. You're in class, but you fail, never pass. Cause your rhymes are trash. And when you're grabbing the microphone, you're a wannabe. Better be recognizing, yo, that's all you're ever gonna be. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. My name is AD, your name will be forgotten. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. My name is AD, your name will be forgotten. I got the rhyme scheme, yo, to make your whole team cry. Every time I'm on the mic, you die a little bit inside. So grab a rope, get open, hang yourself, and get it over with. You're recognizing that you're rhyming like a third grade bitch. Boo, I'm so sorry, I'm making you suckers mad. I'm pissing all over your dreams, that's all you ever have. But I'm sincerely here to tell you losers, even if it's rough, to keep your day job, cause you will never be good enough. Smart like a computer, rule like a dictator. People turning up the beta when I am the commentator. On your TV and your radio and your stereo, everywhere you go, there I am. And you know, do whatever you want to do, say whatever you want to say, whatever, I never really cared. Cause I'm not just the king of the verbs, bitch, I'm all city. And it's easy for me because of competition. Yiddish. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. My name is AD, your name will be forgotten. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. My name is AD, your name will be forgotten. You're an MC that takes that word MC lightning. You can't move a crowd, sucker, not even slightly. Last show I saw yours, people were sitting down. When I rock a place, that place burns to the ground. You're an MC that takes that word MC lightly. You try biting my style, but you should just bite me. When I see your girl, she begs me to be there and gets mad cause I won't. I don't want your herpes in the first place. But if I did, after making her scream the way your limp little and if I could in your wildest dreams, because she looks like a donkey and not part of the human race, you know when I'm finished, she get punched in the face. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. My name is AD, your name will be forgotten. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. You suck, and I'm so awesome. My name is AD, your name will be forgotten. I'm awesome. 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 I'm sorry. I'm awesome. Awesome. I'm 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 so fucking awesome.
Mic check 1 2 1 2. This is Concept 714, host of WakeTheFlock.net, the #1 hip hop podcast in the world. You are now listening to AD on your radio.
Yeah. So anyway, you're back.
Try some sort of smooth radio cover. Should I just be honest about what happened?
Let's just go. Yeah, tell everybody, and then I'll edit this out. That's fine.
It's not sexy. It's not compelling. It's I'm pretty sure it's an ulcer, is what it is. Like I have some sort of. I've always had a ropey digestive tract, and I think I might be on the verge of finding out that I've got Crohn's disease. So, excuse me, but hey, if we're going to be real on the radio, we might as well be real on the radio. So, yeah, there you go. Had to run to meet the pressures of intestinal distress.
Do you feel better now?
That's the sound of women signing up for my mailing list like you wouldn't believe. Oh, God. Yeah, I do feel better now. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
All right, let's get back into it.
Next message.
Oh, gosh. What were we talking about? Oh, Justin Bieber. Yeah. Let's move on.
People are still talking about how Ronda Rousey was knocked out by an underdog Holly Holm in their UFC fight.
Yeah, and you know what? If you go back to an interview she did with Jimmy Fallon, She completely accurately predicts how it was going to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to get punched in the neck. It'll be fine. Kicked
she
in
was
the
like,
neck.
yeah, she's like, I'm going to, what she's going to try. And man, she could not have had a better sort of breakdown of the strategy that was going to be used against her by Holly Holm. And she still played right into her hands. She said basically she was going to lose focus and get kicked in the head, which is exactly what happened. Did you see it? Did you
see Joe Rogan's face afterwards too? Awesome.
Yeah. Possibly the most brutal and violent fight between two women that I've ever seen outside of Walmart on a Black Friday.
World Star.
Go on.
The White House says ISIS probably is not equipped to strike in the U.S. Probably.
Right. And when it comes to Islamic terrorism, we've never been wrong before. This is a long conversation and one that I expect that we're going to keep having over the course of the next several months with regard to, it's the old thing. All jihad terrorists are Islamic, but not all people that are Islamic are jihad terrorists. Yes. Yeah, and I want to be very careful how we talk about this on this show, because I am not one of those knee-jerk people that say, look, I grew up with a bunch of Islamic friends. They're still my friends that practice Islam. Muslim, there's a difference and a distinction to make between Islamic and Muslim. But I grew up with lots of Muslim friends. They're still my friends. And I also grew up in New York City during 9/11. That's when I did a very large chunk of my growing up. And I really appreciate people that are saying, "Hey, you can't paint all people of the Muslim faith with this broad stroke that they're a terrorist." And you're right. Yes, you are right when it comes to that. But we have to look very carefully. We have to look very, very carefully in this day and age about who we trust and what we will tolerate. I can't remember who said it, but it might have even been Bill Maher. I don't know. But he said that there's a certain faction in America that has become so tolerant that they're going to tolerate intolerance. There they are, waving whatever flag you wave on behalf of people that have intolerant beliefs. Well, it's their right to come over here and have their intolerant beliefs. No, it's not. But anyways, we'll get into it. I'm sure, over the course of the next couple of weeks. The White House says ISIS isn't equipped to strike in the U.S. And like I said, well, when have we ever been wrong when it comes to Islamic terrorism? Go on.
Whoops. A pair of zebras escaped from a Philadelphia circus.
Yeah. And biologists are saying that the escape proves concrete evidence of zebras' intelligence. For a long time, zebras were regarded as being more intelligent than we gave them credit for. And scientists are saying this proves that zebras are smarter than we thought. Yeah, they are. I mean, clearly they were smart enough to want to get the hell out of Philadelphia. I've had some really good times in Philly, but people that tell you that's a city of brotherly love, don't you believe it? That crack got in the Liberty Bell for a reason. And now Lamar Odom's off to try and smoke it. All right, then. So, scientists have finally figured out why you're a slacker. Good news, lazy people. The laziness is not your fault. Oh, man. I wish I would have known this a lot sooner. It would have saved me a lot of time and effort. I could have not put so much time and effort into doing anything I can to be viewed as not being lazy. So, excellent news, slackers. Being lazy, not your fault. Scientists at Oxford University in England have finally figured out why slackers exist. You got a friend, you got a relative. Maybe that friend or relative is you. They just can't get off the couch, has failure to launch, can't get your life together. Turns out, it's science. A slacker's brain is just wired entirely differently than other people's. The scientists ran this study where they offered a reward for completing a task to two groups of people. One group of people who said that they're active and ambitious, and another group of people who said that they're lazy. And they found out that when the slackers decided to do the tasks, the MRI showed a lot more activity in the part of their brain that controls actions. And this means that when a slacker, someone who's naturally lazy, someone who's kind of sort of a couch potato, a layabout, whatever you want to call it, that means when a slacker decides to actually do something, their brain has to work a lot harder, which leaves them less energy to do other things, which is why they're more likely to not want to do anything that takes any kind of effort. Funkhauser, would you describe yourself as a slacker?
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. No, I'm not a slacker.
No, I don't think you are.
Sometimes I wish I could be.
Yeah, I'm a slacker. I am a slacker. I am wired to want to not do anything ever. I am like, it's really, really weird because I have all this drive and ambition, but my natural default setting is to stay on the couch and be like, oh, cool. They started streaming old episodes of WKRP in Cincinnati on Hulu. There goes the week. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just like a built-in instinct for survival, but I understand this because I think I'm wired to do nothing. But I have this need to be able to eat and pay rent, so I have like 8 jobs and I work like 19 hours a day. I'm the hardest working lazy person I've ever met. And now I understand. Now I understand why I'm so conflicted. I just want to be at home on the couch. I'm wired that way. You think I can get out of coming into work tomorrow with that one, Funkhauser?
No.
All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow then. We'll do it all over again.